Hello friends. In this video we'll discuss utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is one of the most important and influential moral theories of modern times. In many respects, it is the outlook of Scottish philosopher David Hume and his writings from the mid-18th century. However, it received both its name and its clearest statement in the writings of English philosophers Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. Even today, Mill's essay Utilitarianism, which was published in 1861, remains one of the most widely taught exposition of the doctrine. Now, what is utilitarianism? It is a philosophy, or I would say a belief, suggesting that an action is morally right if the majority of people benefit from it. It gets its name from the term utility, which in this context does not mean usefulness, but rather means pleasure or happiness. So, if an action brings happiness to you and by and large everyone in the society, then that action should be encouraged, or that action is considered to be a morally good action. However, if it causes unhappiness for a larger population, then that action should be prohibited. Before moving ahead, let's do some dissection. Let me ask you to name one action that is good for a big population or a greater section of the society and also considered to be a morally good action. Of course, there are many, such as government investing money in education, right, which is a morally good action, as well as being beneficial to the entire society, entire population. But do you have any examples of an action which is violent but should be considered morally good because it brings happiness to a wide section of the society? Can you name one? Don't worry, let me tell you. Any kind of war, that kills thousands of people, thousands of civilians, through the use of mass destruction weapons, but which the countries involved still consider morally acceptable because they believe it will bring greater happiness to their citizens, right? Utilitarianism can give purpose to those armies, those countries. Otherwise, they would feel pointless, purposeless. Got it? Let's keep utilitarianism aside for a moment. Let me tell you one interesting fact about human. Every action that you do, you want to justify that action with something. Most of the times we try to justify our failures. We need a reason good enough to match the failure. Okay, so the bigger the failure, the bigger the reason, right? However, when you don't get what you want and you don't have enough reasons for why you have failed or why you failed, you become religious. You turn to God for answers, right? But that's altogether a different discussion. Okay, now why I am telling you all these things, right? Because these armies, right, they get a kind of like validation from utilitarianism. Okay, when they see many people are getting killed, so many innocent people are getting killed, they need some kind of validation, right? Why they are doing it. So utilitarianism can give them that validation. Got it? Back to the topic. Okay, there is a catch in the definition of utilitarianism. Okay, it says that to be right or to be morally good, an action should benefit a larger population, right? But this is very subjective. For example, for a leader, as long as his or her actions bring happiness to everyone, or to at least larger significant percentage of the population from his country, that action should be considered as a good action, right? For example, going with industrialization, because it provides livelihood to many people. But if the same action brings, say, air pollution or greenhouse effect or carbon footprints, then whether that action should be considered good or bad. Okay, though the action is good for his or her own people, it is affecting the humanity in a negative way at a broader context, right? The point is, you cannot label an action good or bad objectively. There should be a wider consideration while coming to this conclusion, right? considering its long and short term benefits, effects, then only you can apply the principles of utilitarianism effectively. There are three basic principles of utilitarianism. Number one, the only truly valuable thing in life is pleasure or happiness. Number two, actions are right insofar as they promote happiness, wrong insofar they produce unhappiness. And number three, everyone's happiness counts equally. Other two principles are self-explanatory, I would say, but the last one is very important because this is one of the foundations of the most of the constitutions in the world, and any progressive society must act on it. Everyone's happiness counts equally. So you cannot say that the happiness of rich people comes before poor people, or the happiness and well-being of Westerners should come before countries from the third world, or men's happiness and freedom are more important than women's, right? The point is, it is crucial to avoid categorizing or reserving people from inclusion or exclusion. Got it? There were many critics of this branch of philosophy, who questioned the very foundation of it. They asked if there is no higher purpose to this life and if pleasure is all it's about. According to them, this is a degrading thought, a degrading notion, and utilitarianism is disgraceful for humanity. Okay, to answer them, the proponents of this branch of philosophy, they argued that this is indeed a degrading thought if you consider humans and pigs alike. If you think the definition of pleasure or happiness for humans is the same as what is for pigs and dogs, and the rule of life which is good enough for one is also good enough for the other, then yes, you are right. So the philosophy itself is not degrading, however the comparison is. Got it? So that's it. I hope I have provided you with enough knowledge to build your foundation on. However, if you want my detailed course on utilitarianism, then please mail me. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.